Okay, so we are going to be taking one of those, San Francisco Rush. So we actually have 3 of them right now, and we had 2, so we were linking them together, and we have the third, and the third is actually loaded up and ready to go. We have a little bit of a drive, so let's get on the road. Let's go take this one. Okay, so we are at our first stop, delivering Rush, but we had to put some gas. So small pit stop. It's a little bit of a drive, so it's good just kind of stretch our legs a little bit, and then go ahead and probably gonna get a little something to eat from Whataburger. If you have not had Whataburger, I don't know if you can see it. I think it's a little blown out because it's kind of bright. It's a pretty warm day. Supposed to be like 90 degrees, and it's like just the beginning of May. It's May 1st, but it's the way Texas weather is. It gets super hot, but it's a nice breeze, and it's not a hot breeze either, so it feels pretty good. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the truck, fill up our bellies, and make the last leg of the trip. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so San Francisco Rush dropped off. A little bit of everything else. California Speed, big top pinball. Hey guys, check this out. From motherboards. And another delivery, Silkworm and Super Sprint.
What's up, J Money?
A couple more games being delivered, and we're gonna go take a look inside the house as far as some other cabs and whatnot. Should be fun, so let's go. All right, so this is the inside. So he has a few games. This is a Bally Lost World. It's got a Williams, a Miss Pac, and there's a Black Knight over there. Then there's actually a few more games over here. Mystic and Satin Doll. And then he had some people that were actually dropping off some games. So it's a Silkworm. And then he had the garage. And he's actually let's see, dropping off some other games over here. So this is actually a Super Sprint. Back over here at the garage is being dropped off.
Oh, okay. Right, but this one.
So another game. Let's get this one situated. All right, so just finished delivering San Francisco Rush. We had to stop in this little town, Nixon. We were in Smiley, Texas, which is actually a few miles from here. Got a Pac-Man actually from this guy, and turns out like the chassis looks like it's not attached. So he was having some issues with the game, but he didn't really sound like he knew how to work on the games at all. So I'm hoping that I can reattach the chassis, and maybe that'll do something. And if not, just do a chassis swap just like the Miss Pac-Man. But check this place out. Nixon, Texas. Kind of a neat little place, huh? Like an old town vibe. Small town. Look at that. super tiny. Alright, let's get back on the road. It's starting to get dark. Let's get back on the road and get all this stuff home and unload it. Alright, see ya. Alright, so what's up? It is actually the next day. It's a beautiful, kind of warm day. And was able to successfully get the cocktail home. And then we kind of tore into it last night and tried to figure out just real quick what were some different things going on with it. And so if we look here, I was able to see that the chassis wasn't on, and it's missing a whole side of the chassis. And I actually have a Pac-Man cab here, and it's working. It's just kind of missing its PCB. But pulled the monitor out, whatnot, and just kind of like swapping parts back and forth, just trying to figure out what's working, what's not working. And come to find out that this is actually a Mispac PCB, and you can tell because it has that daughter board attached to it, and it's a speed up version of Miss Pac-Man. And so the board works. We had a little bit of buzzing like in here, and it might be the edge connector or something along those lines. I also have a Mispac machine, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull this board out again, and I'm going to go test it in there and see what's up with that, and see if the buzz is related to the board or if it's related to this Pac-Man machine. But this thing's a mess. There was some different stuff down there that was cut, and then pulled this up, and this looks like a rat's nest here or something. I have no idea what happened there. So this it's not, it's not, the LEDs are powering up, the fan is powering up, the speaker is like gone, there's like no cone, so we're gonna have to replace that. I have another chassis that I'm gonna go ahead and try and stick on this, and I need to cap it anyway, so hopefully kind of get that up and working, and that'll have a monitor working. But before then, I want to address some of the power issues. And I tested the fuses, and come to find out, one of the fuse holders are always a good suggestion to replace them, but I noticed that one of the little clips was missing, so it's probably not making a good connection there. And I just need to test all the voltages everywhere, like on the PCB and everywhere, just to see what's going on. I was a little hesitant to power it up, but yeah, this whole chassis was not connected, and it was actually kind of like rattling around. But luckily, since it's a cocktail, the chassis, I don't think it messed with the neck board at all. I don't think it cracked the tube or anything. So I got to kind of check on that. Oh, actually, no, it didn't, because it was actually, at one time, I think it was actually flashing some white. So I might try that again and just see. But yeah, gonna just kind of mix and match parts, pull some stuff, kind of clean it up a little bit. It's a little nasty. But yeah, so this is it's kind of like a free Pac-Man almost. So it's got a lot of work, but I think we can do it. And also, I was actually, I now have two Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man boards. So I was actually going to convert it back to a Pac-Man. But I'm debating whether to do a fast or slow Pac-Man. But I just want kind of just a normal dedicated Pac-Man board and dedicated Miss Pac board. So that way I kind of have both. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I pulled this other monitor, I think it was a 4900. And just plug that up. It's real weak as far as the picture on that one. That was in this Pac-Man that's just kind of been sitting as a project. Really haven't finished it up. But I just wanted to plug it in just to see if we can get the board working. The coin door was all like, none of the power was going. So then we stuck it on free play mode. But I think what's happening is this panel, which is the first player panel, is not getting power. The wiring is wrong. Just the wiring's not coming through. So can't really start the game, I don't think. So we're going to have to figure that out. I don't know if it has something to do with just the wiring or what's going on, but gotta check the board too, because it just might not be getting the right voltages to power this board up on in this machine. But I do know that the board does power up in this machine, so yeah, like I said, I just need to test voltages on it. But I want to check out that humming sound, and I want to see if it's just related to this cabinet and what's going on down below, because I know that other Miss Pac actually is in pretty good working order. So time to pull this out and see what happens. Just wanted to give you an update as far as what happened here, and getting this little cocktail and seeing what's going on. Then I'm gonna have to, once I get it working, then I'm gonna have to take it apart and kind of purdy it up. Take off the control panels, maybe replace some of those screws. They're all rusted out, and then sand down and paint this back here. It's like all kind of like rusted out. And just take this off. This is actually in pretty good shape because this is my second one, and my other one I think is it's not as pretty there. So this one's actually not too bad. So anyways, gonna pull some pieces off and whatnot. So stuff to work on, and yeah, I'm gonna kind of close it up and then pull it out of the sun, so that way it's not sitting baking in the sun all day. Same thing with this one. You gotta get all the stuff put back together and get it out. Okay, so definitely had to move the stuff into the shade because it is definitely hot in these games. Any of the metal parts or the black parts of the cabinet or anything like that, it gets super hot. So here is the cocktail as it stands right now, and took the PCB out, and I have it over here on the table, and I'll show you what's going on with that, except for the daughter board there. And I took the chassis off, so I need to try to see if I can grab that other chassis and see what's going on. And then now that I have it in the shade, I don't know if you can see, but you can see right through there. So that is just for show. There is no speaker in there. It's just, the cone is just completely gone. Man, I really wish I could do these videos listening to music, because that's what I do when I'm not recording the video. I'm jamming out to all kinds of like 90s hip-hop and whatnot. It's just, I love it. Okay, so here are the two PCBs, and of course they don't have the daughter boards here. This is for Miss Pac, and you can see it's on both of them. So this is my Miss Pac that I have right now, and this kind of is helping me just kind of troubleshoot what's going on. And I was also reading some information, because even in my working Miss Pac, and I tried this and I coined it up and everything was fine with this board, but as soon as I put this one in, loud buzzing, yeah, it's super loud, really loud. And I have some ideas of some stuff that's just terrible in this game, and some stuff that I think I'm gonna go ahead and replace. But you can see here, I don't know if you can see that, but look at that cap. That is just that needs to be replaced. And I can't tell if these need to be replaced, because it looked like I could see some kind of leaking or something going on. And the other thing that I was reading is they were saying with the loud buzzing that it's actually this one right here, that this one needs to be replaced. So I was actually just thinking about definitely replacing this one just kind of like as a precaution from what I read online, and then maybe replacing these. I'm not too sure. I'm going to read a little bit more and see whether I should replace these, just to kind of see if I can get this board 100% with sound. So the video plays, and it came up garbled, but I think that's just kind of resetting some of the chips. But last night it came up where it came up on the screen and whatnot. I didn't really check to see if it would play. Oh wait, no, I did. It did play, that's right. So the board does play. It just has a really loud, annoying sound. And I also got to clean up the edge connector. You can see it's like pretty toasty, so I got to kind of clean that up. But yeah, so I think our first step with the board is to kind of clear some of this up. And then I think I already said this, but I need to buy the what do you call it, I'm drawing a blank. For the fuses, I need to buy the fuse block, because one of them is bad. I don't know if you can see it. It's like right here. There is no, let me see if I can pull it out. There is no like second part. Like it should have a little part to grab it, and there's not. There's only on one side. So I'm gonna have to replace that. And since I have 4 of these games, I have 1 at a friend's house, and then I have 3 here. I think I might just buy all the parts, so that way I just kind of have them in stock, and then as I get around to them, just kind of replace them one at a time. And then I need to keep an eye out for one of these Midway speakers, just so I can get that back in there. And it looks like this was cut, so I'm trying to figure out why that was cut. Maybe they didn't know that there's no speaker in there, even though you can see right through it. So that's kind of I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's always interesting to get these games and try to figure out what was going on with what people were doing. And actually, looking at that glass, it looks really dirty. You can't even see through it. So that might that might be a little bit of a problem as well, as far as why it's kind of hard to see through that to that monitor. But yeah, it looks kind of, looking through it, and it looks kind of dirty. Let's see, I'm gonna put my hand here. Yeah, come on, look at that. My hand's like completely blurry. So I wonder what that is. Need to look and see what's going on there. It's more like a kind of a cosmetic thing. But yeah, same thing with this. I need to come through and clean up some of this rust. But cosmetic, I want to get this game working. Once I get it working, of course, I'll take care of all the cosmetic stuff. Pretty good at the cosmetic stuff, cleaning everything up, sanding it down, painting it, just fixing and tidying things up, so that way it actually looks somewhat presentable. But I think that's where we're at right now. I think we're just kind of stuck. We're stuck as far as needing to order some parts. So I'm probably just gonna put this back together and just kind of leave it at that.